Hey everyone, and welcome back to the VetsForever channel. We provide both relevant and actionable information that actually helps veterans navigate the VA disability claim process. And today, we're going to dive into a topic that is often confusing for many veterans, and that is identifying the different types of VA claims and which claims should you be using. And now let's be honest, if you're new to the VA claim process, or you're just receiving that frustrating denial letter, you are probably wondering one thing: which type of claim should I use to file? I mean, that's different because you need to understand which forms go with which claims. Well, good news is if you stick around, you're going to get this critical information, because honestly, it can make a big difference in your overall VA disability claim success. That can save you both time and money. Pro tip: if you want to learn more about the top mistakes you need to actually avoid when filing a VA claim, I would highly encourage you to check out this video. It's one of our most recent videos about this very topic. So let's get back into today's topic, and let's start with the most common type of claim, and that is the direct service connection. So what is a direct service connection? It's simple. A direct service connection is when you're filing a claim that your disability or condition was directly caused by your time in service. This also could impact a pre-existing condition that was made worse by your active duty service. Okay, for example, if you've injured your back, I know I have, while deployed, and you went to medical and now have ongoing pain, this would be considered a direct service connection claim. In order for this type of claim to be successful, the VA is going to look for these three key criteria of evidence. 1, a medical diagnosis of your current condition. Again, a current diagnosis of your current condition. 2, a medical nexus, which connects your current condition to the event in service. And 3, medical records or documentation that the injury or illness happened during your time in service. Now, it's crucial that you meet these three criteria, because if you don't, the VA could deny your claim. So obviously this is kind of a big deal. I mean, as a veteran, and like most veterans I talk to every day, going to medical for pain or for a minor injury almost never happens. At best, we get the infamous 800 milligrams of ibuprofen and we're on our way. So veterans that often struggle to either establish that medical nexus or attain the military medical records required by the VA is difficult. So what do? Well, first of all, you could work with a trusted partner like VetsForever. We're a VA accredited law group, and we could help successfully navigate that barrier. Now, you may be asking yourself, how? Well, VetsForever, honestly, we believe that your entire military history, your MOS or rate, is your medical nexus. Let me explain. So let's take the Navy Aviation Electrician mate. These guys and gals have to carry no less than 50 plus pounds of test equipment, tools, up and down their ship's ladder wells. They often work in tight conditions, or they may jump down onto that hard flight deck from the troubleshooting they just did on their bird, and all of that eventually takes a toll on the back. All that everyday wear and tear. Now, VetsForever, we come in and we write a strong statement support of claim, and that presents your entire military career, and we use that as part of your medical evidence. So it's not just about the one event, but rather all of your events that sums up the evidence we need. And let's talk about our results. Well, we've had very successful outcomes for our veterans with this type of approach. And the best part, it's free. This is a free document we provide as part of our services. Now, others out there, they're going to tell you that you need a Nexus letter. And really that's your only option, because if you can't provide that military Nexus letter, you're more than likely, you may not be as successful. And what they don't tell you is that these Nexus letters, they are very expensive, ranging between $600 to as high as $1,600 per letter, depending on the level of service you request. Now, I don't know about you, but that is an expensive option that is not guaranteed, and it's not proven to be a successful outcome all the time, especially when it comes to your VA claim. You have that time and money to waste, and personally, I would be skeptical of anyone that does guarantee it. So why pay for something, especially at that price point, when you can get something for free? The VA values, trust that document, essentially what we call as a statement of support of claim. All right. So this other type of claim that we are going to talk about is the presumptive service condition or connection. Basically, it's different. It's a bit different from the direct service claim, because I want you to think the PACT Act. We've all heard of the PACT Act. Well, under the PACT Act, the VA presumes that certain conditions are automatically connected to your service, especially if you served in specific areas or during specific time frames, and even certain conditions. Like the PACT Act, as an example, was just recently expanded for toxic exposures. I'm going to talk about this. So, for example, if you served in Vietnam and you were exposed to Agent Orange, or if you served in the Gulf War, OIF, OEF, and you develop certain chronic illnesses, then the VA is going to presume your condition is related to your military service. This means you don't have to provide the same level of proof as we just did with the direct service connection claim. But you still need solid medical evidence of your current diagnosis, and you need a record of your service in the qualifying location or period. Okay? Thirdly, we need to have, another type of claim is the secondary service connection claim. Okay, now this is when a service connected condition causes or worsens another condition. So again, for example, if you have a service connected back injury, and now that's causing you to develop arthritis in your lower back, you can now claim for that arthritis as a secondary to your lower back pain. Okay, but the key here is showing that your secondary condition is somehow related to your primary service connection, and you still need to provide a diagnosis for both conditions. So one is service connected, but the other you have to prove that medical diagnosis. Okay, and these claims can be a bit more complex, but more important, they're underutilized and they often are overlooked, and they're critical to help get you that full compensation you deserve. Okay, so talk to a specialist on how to properly service secondary connect your primary conditions. Now let's talk about what happens if your claim gets denied, or maybe you felt that your rating should be higher. Well, there are two other options that you can use, and one is a supplemental claim, and the other is a higher level review or HLR process. Now, the supplemental claim allows you to submit new and relevant evidence that wasn't considered the first time. Okay, so this could be either new medical evidence, like records, x-rays, MRIs, or a strong statement support of claim. Essentially, you're giving the VA more information to reconsider your claim. Now, if you believe the VA made an error in the decision, you can request a higher level review. Now, this is where a senior VA official reviews your case without adding any new evidence. They take it as is. Now, and this is useful, is if you believe that they missed something or they didn't properly evaluate the evidence that you submitted. You often can find this type of evidence or this type of presumptions under the favorable findings in your denial letter. So read that favorable findings, and they may say that you may qualify, but you have to show it before you submit the HLR. Now, both of these processes can take a little bit of time, but at the end, they can help you get the benefits you deserve, especially if that initial claim didn't go your way. Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to talk about the difference between what we may have heard as the standard claim process and the fully developed claim process. So what is the difference? Well, they're just two ways how you file your claim, and they both have their pros and their cons. Now, in the standard claim process, the VA helps gather some of the evidence for you, but this can take time. So if you go to the VA for your medical evaluations, your x-rays and MRIs, and you don't have the time to gather all that, this is a good option, because they're going to collect all those service records, medical records, and even set up CNP exams if necessary. It is a slower process, but the VA is going to do more of the legwork. Now, the time frame for this standard claim process averages about 120 to 150 days. But the other option, the fully developed claim, if you gather all that evidence yourself, your medical records, your x-rays, and you submit it to the VA up front, and now this includes your diagnosis, the medical nexus, the statement of support of claims, and any other supporting documents, especially if you have a primary care doctor and you're just uploading that anyway, then the benefit of the FDC or the fully developed claim is usually faster decisions, aka faster results. Why? Because the VA doesn't have to track down any additional information. You presented everything up front. Okay, so ultimately, if you have all of that evidence ready to go, the fully developed claim is usually quicker. Okay, but if you need help gathering records, the standard claim process might be the way to go. Personally, I've done it with the standard developed claim process, and it's fine. So there you have it, a breakdown of the different types of VA claims, and we also talked about the two processes. So again, if you're filing the direct service claim, a secondary claim, you need to go through appeals process, understanding what the VA is looking for in each of those type of claims. That makes all the difference, because we're talking about successful outcomes for you. But if all of this is overwhelming, or you're still unsure about your claim, please don't hesitate to reach out. Reach out to VetsForever. We are a VA accredited law group, and we can help you guide you through the process, which essentially is getting you the benefits you deserve. Now, I want to thank you for watching. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to turn off your notifications for more content like this. So thank you for your service, and we'll see you in that next video.